from any location, any city, any spot in the world. I got Mr. Michael Scola in the back seat, baby. Down here in Miami, from Boston, representing Hustle Gear, Daily Hustle. What's your intro, man? How do you start these things?
I basically say, welcome back to the Millennial Potential Show. This is where you can come to experience knowledge from world-class achievers like Cody Kerns himself. This kid is a absolute savage. He's an inspiration to me and many others. I've been able to work with Cody for the last little over a year. And
that's crazy. It's been a year.
It has been.
Has it been a year?
It's been about a year. It's been a little over a year.
It's crazy.
And what's interesting to me is not only have we been able to do some incredible business together, but we have been able to create a friendship that is unique. And I think that having people like Cody Kerns in your life and being able to network with people that are going to help you do things like increase your brand exposure and basically monetize your brand and get you new leads and do the things that powerful brands in the world do today, that's going to help you not only have more success in your business, but it's going to allow you to network with the right people. It's going to allow you to increase exposure that you need. It's going to allow you to acquire the knowledge and the skill sets that these master marketers and branders have. So my first question for Cody is, Cody, how would you define branding and what does branding mean to you?
So I guess it's kind of the same question, right? Like, what is branding to me in my imaginary dictionary or how I view it? Right. Is that pretty much what it is?
Exactly.
Man, it's hard because I feel like if we're talking about an individual or a company, like the branding always has to evolve. But if I had to put one word or phrase on it, I just think it's how you can intentfully present yourself to the world. Right, with intent. And I feel like sometimes brands and companies put out material and things that have no intent. That's not branding to me. That's kind of just spraying. Mm-hmm. I think branding and the power of branding comes when it's articulated, it's intentional, and everything that you're putting out, you know, has a purpose and there's an intention behind it with an end goal.
Absolutely.
I feel like everyone talks about funnels these days.
Right.
Like branding, effective branding is when you can put something out and lead someone to that end result.
Absolutely.
Without them knowing consciously or whatever it is.
Absolutely. So you're going to create, so what you're saying is your branding is being able to create effective funnels so that you're creating exposure for yourself and your product or service, but you're also creating a funnel to that service in a way that doesn't necessarily always come off like that. Like an intangible
funnel, right? Because branding could be photo, it could be video, it could be podcast, it could be all this stuff, right? And from my angle, it's like, I do this with you, we're branding, right? So right now we're branding, but the end destination is for them to see Hustle Gear.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the whole point of this podcast,
Absolutely.
Right? In this video. So it's intentful. We're not just doing this to create content. We're doing this to create content with intent to get people to then go and look at Daily Hustle Gear and become a customer.
Right.
That's how I see it.
And we're doing that by providing real value. So it's an exchange of value. It's an exchange of we're gonna be out here talking about things that might be able to really, really help you. And if they want to even level up their brand, come up, you know, get involved with what Cody does and what ICOMEUP does, they have the ability to do that now. They have the ability to kind of learn from people like Cody and see a live application of what can happen with Hustle and what can happen with the Hustle Culture brand by using these branding services and capitalizing on branding techniques and strategies. So my next question, Cody, is why is branding different than advertising?
I mean, I guess branding is advertising, though.
It is, but it depends. So
break it down for me a little more. Like, how do you view it? And then let me give you my opinion.
So a commercial for advertising, buy this.
Yeah.
This is our product.
So advertising is like very direct.
Sales-oriented.
Is how you see it, sales-oriented, yeah. Well, I mean, with branding from a personal standpoint, and I feel like in this modern day and age, like unless you're already a giant company, there always has to be a face behind it.
Right.
You look at a lot of the successful companies right now, they're killing it online and there's a face behind it,
right,
so that people know who they're connecting with behind the scenes.
Right.
Who's the guy that owns the Lyft brand, LVFT or something like that?
Oh, Randall Pitch.
Yeah, Randall Pitch,
yeah,
perfect example.
He
doesn't have old money. He's not at the top of a corporation.
Nope.
He branded the shit out of himself, and he kind of used those three keys that we've coined in the last few years, just talking with so many people, you know, about their branding and about like how to put themselves out there. I think branding comes down to three things: how you can effectively show your personal life, your business life, and what you like to do for fun.
Amen. That's something that you've taught me.
Yeah, and that's the difference between advertising and branding. I guess advertising is like, that's only the business side of things.
Right.
If you're going to advertise, it's going to be all about the product or service or whatever it is. Whipping around this turn.
The M4. See that? Got some muscle.
There we go. So yeah, I think branding to me is more fun than advertising, because everyone can advertise, man. I mean, you could advertise to one person, you could advertise to 100 million people, but with branding, you're doing it for yourself too. You know, when you're branding, you're involved. The human is involved. The person behind the camera is involved. So,
Yes, sir.
I think that's the difference. Branding, there's a lot more keys and just kind of things that go into branding, because you need an effective brand to be able to advertise.
You absolutely do. You absolutely do. So
I hope that answers it.
No, that's perfect. And my next question is this: why is it important to know how to maintain your brand image while appealing to multiple target markets? So how do you maintain a solid brand image but appeal to multiple fronts?
Yeah, I think it just is those three keys again.
Absolutely.
Because some people will connect with me because I have an M3, right? And
right.
There's like BMW fans, like, you know, people that are obsessed with BMW. Then on the other side, like people like you love the business side of things, the marketing and branding side of things.
Absolutely.
That's one of my fronts. And then someone could connect with me because I like to, I don't know,
travel.
like whatever it is, travel, or if I go target shooting, or if I do this, or if I do that. I mean, we just tell everyone all the time, like, you can't be shy or scared to show people who you really are as a person.
Absolutely. So it's kind of like, you know, you're gonna provide your product or service, and that might be something that might be maybe dry to some people that aren't necessarily looking for it.
Which is fine.
Which is fine. Then all of a sudden, so like even like look at Hustle, there might be some people that don't consider themselves entrepreneurs but are into fitness.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There might be some people that are into the lifestyle and into the you know, I hustle in this way, I hustle in that way.
Because I know one person loves the cars and the flashy money, and
Yes.
the next person says, I'm not working with that.
Absolutely.
But if you can have both and be intentful again with the output, so that you're not one or the other,
people that see you
both of those people will work with you.
Absolutely.
Both of those people will work with you.
People that see you out at these events, putting yourself out there, constantly gaining more knowledge, constantly harnessing your skill set, constantly working with the right people, and constantly growing your business to higher and higher numbers, 10xing almost year after year. Those are things that might appeal to some people, whereas some people might say, I want this kid's lifestyle.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I got you.
And it's just kind of the age demographic you're after too, because you got to know, like, if you only want to work with adults, most adults don't give a damn about you showing $100 bills on your story or traveling to Hawaii. Like, I'm actually getting to the point where that's unattractive to me.
Yeah.
When I see things like that.
You
but
understand.
if that same individual puts out something that's attractive to me, I could work with them and invest with them or whatever it is. So
Absolutely.
it's just how human brains work to me. Like, at one moment you could say, I'm not doing shit with that person, and the next second be like, I messed with that dude. I didn't know he had an M3.
Yep.
I didn't know he likes to travel, so.
And you know what? At the end of the day, I think it comes down to, you know, a guy like say Grant or something like that. Somebody that's both of our mentors. Somebody that honestly we originally connected on.
Yeah.
Somebody like Grant, you know, Grant Cardone isn't gonna care about seeing, you know, some of the flashy things out there that you might have. But Grant Cardone's gonna like to know that you're out there putting in work, that you're doing the right things, and
that I'm using his material.
Exactly. That you're investing in yourself to level up your image. He knows that you're not only talking the talk, you're walking the walk. So you're gonna appeal to different people in different areas. Just like I said, you're gonna maintain your brand image, by which your brand image is yourself. No matter what, if you're a product or a service, it's always going to be cohesive, and you're able to do that while appealing to multiple target markets by doing exactly what you just said. So that's a great answer. The next question would be, why is Instagram such a powerful branding tool to you?
Why is Instagram such a powerful branding tool?
Yes.
I mean, you tell me where I can go and navigate and find millions of people with clicking just a few buttons for free.
Simple.
I mean, it's that simple. And then on the next level up, it's like, if you want to reach more people and build something, why aren't you investing money into it?
Absolutely.
Which I see so many people trying to advertise, trying to sell products and services, trying to talk about this and that, and they're spending no money on expanding their audience.
Right.
I'm kind of on a different topic right now, but Instagram, I mean, it's obvious right now. Instagram could trump, it could trump Facebook, like user-wise and activity-wise.
I think it has.
It might.
I think it has. Like, here's the thing, you know, Zuckerberg is a smart dude for obviously seeing that foresight and buying Instagram, which that's something I don't think a lot of people are even
I mean, there's your answer right there. A billionaire, one of the richest men in the world, bought Instagram for billions of dollars.
Right.
That's the value alone.
Absolutely. And
So-
I mean, for me personally, having some, you know me, like I am an entrepreneur. I have multiple companies that I'm involved in. I've founded multiple companies, and what I'm trying to do is what we mentioned earlier about creating funnels of value. So think about somebody like Gary Vee talks about jab, jab, right hook. What the essence of a book like that is, and an essence of a concept like that is essentially you're gonna be able to jab, jab with free value. You're not gonna necessarily come in with the hard sell, with the hard close. You might have a product or a service that you're trying to create exposure towards, that you're trying to generate sales for, but people don't always like to see that hard sale. What you have with Instagram is the ability to not only reach millions of people for free in a space, or for an uncomparable budget compared to traditional media like billboards, like television, like radio. On social media and on Instagram specifically, you're able to reach a substantially higher market for an incredibly lower budget, and then at that same time create a direct sales funnel. And then you're able to use things like,
I just think if you're not on Instagram, you're an idiot.
yes, and if you have a product, you can install something like a pixel.
Yep.
And you can have that Instagram or Facebook pixel to then retarget your traffic.
Your entire audience.
Exactly. So it's a far more monetizable branding strategy for any company, large, small.
Now, with that being said, I don't think you can just come in and just try and be the salesy Instagram
No.
either.
Nope.
So it goes back to everything we've been talking about before this. It's just like having that attractive brand so then you can advertise.
Absolutely.
It kind of plays in that chronological order. Like
who
you
you
need
network.
a brand to then advertise. You can't just come out and start advertising.
Absolutely, and it's going to come down to too who you're networking with. On Instagram, you can easily see who people are surrounding themselves with, and you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with most. You know, people are going to see this and see, oh, Cody and Michael are having an interview together. They must be working together. I see them both doing big things. Maybe I should try to get involved with what
I
they're
paid
doing.
Michael $25,000 for this interview.
I've invested, I'll tell you right now, I've invested far over, let's just say over $10,000 in Cody's company, but it's much higher than that in the last year alone, and it's been something that has changed the direction of my future business.
It's not even just a financial gain back either. And not even with us, just in general, like investing into your social media, it's not a fucking stock market. And you know that.
No.
You're investing
It's a long game.
You're investing not only into the services, but in yourself.
Absolutely.
Because if there are thousands of new connections and faces that are willing to speak with you, whose fault is it if you can't connect with those people and get them to buy your products and services?
Absolutely.
Yours, right?
Yep, absolutely.
It's my fault. If I'm investing into my marketing and I can't close deals, it's not the marketing company's fault or my fault. It's my fucking fault.
Absolutely.
That's another thing too, is just taking responsibility in your marketing and branding. Like, no one's at fault besides you if that shit ain't working.
Absolutely.
On a fucking off-road.
And that's what you're able to get with Instagram too, though. You're able to get the ability to see a lot. You're able to get that live feedback from your customers. So if you might be trying to push X, Y, and Z products to the wrong market, and all of a sudden your market can live tell you that. You can make an audible and say, now I'm going to provide these products and services. Exactly. It's a quick pivot. And in traditional media, smaller companies didn't even in the past have the ability to step foot into those spaces because of how expensive it was to do that. And once you're there, you don't have the live feedback. You don't know. Traditional media, they rate, say, your success in marketing or advertising based on awards for the commercial.
Yep, or just on eyes.
Exactly.
Oh, hey, your commercial went in front of 500,000 people. Our job's done.
Exactly.
That's it.
Now what, though? How do you take that and convert? What's the ROI? What's the conversion rate? What's the click rate?
I just think marketing, like, ROI and this and that, it's like, man, I don't care what company you are, who you are, until you start testing it and putting things out there, no one has any idea.
No.
You don't know the ROI until you actually put skin in the game.
Absolutely. And it's interesting too, because when, you know, I'm gonna switch on to the next question now,
Yeah,
but on Instagram, the one thing that I think is also interesting about branding is you're able to do things like we mentioned. You're able to not only direct target market to the specific target market you're looking to reach, you're able to then direct sell to them from the platform. You're able to then create things like Facebook or Instagram pixels, which is the same thing, that allows you to see what that person is coming through to your site and doing. You're able to retarget them. You're able to provide the value that that person was looking for, but originally didn't jump on. You're not able to do that in other spaces. So when it comes down to branding on Instagram, it's just irrefutable that that's where your ROI is going to come and be the maximum. So the next question would be, what is an example in your eyes, and we discussed this a little bit earlier, but what is an example of effective and powerful branding in your opinion?
Effective and powerful branding?
Yes.
Bang. So ass.
Right there.
Yes, so ass. Effective. All right. Can you say that question one more time? Because he's gonna have to cut that out.
Yes. So, what is an example of effective and powerful branding in your opinion?
So, like a company, or just like an overall situation?
It could be anything. It could be an individual with a company. It could be. What's an example of somebody using the tools of branding, using the strategies of branding to create a long-term gain?
Anyone who's making tens of thousands of dollars through social media, and I know everyone these days is like, $1 million earner before this, I'm a $1 million earner, and it's like 90% of it's all bullshit.
Right,
Let's just be real for a second. If you can get on social media and put products and services out there and start to generate yourself thousands, let's just start with thousands. A few $1,000s or $10,000, $20,000, it's working.
Absolutely.
You just got to do more of that now. And what's powerful for us is we take online relationships offline as fast as we can. That's a powerful marketing campaign.
Amen.
If you can get people from the platform offline and connect with them via the phone, text message, FaceTime, Zoom. I mean, there's 100 apps now to talk to people. That's the most powerful campaign you could have. It's what we do every single day. We DM people within 5-10 minutes, a few messages back and forth. We have people's phone numbers and they're called. We're making a connection with someone because our brand is built, because they trust it, because now we're pushing the advertisement, which gets them to come into the funnel, right?
Amen.
And our funnel is simply just saying, hey, I wanted to reach out and get connected, and I want to call you because I'm going to stand out from everybody else. I'm going to take the time to call you, even if you're broke, even if you have no money,
right,
even if you're not qualified. All this bullshit you hear on the internet these days of marketers and clients saying, well, I'm only going to talk to the qualified individual. Who the fuck are you to say who is and who isn't qualified?
Exactly.
I don't give a damn if the kid's 15 and broke, or 35 and broke, or 15 and rich, and 40 and rich. It doesn't matter, dude. You gotta be willing to reach out and shake people's hands and meet them, and that's how companies can grow. It's how we've built this. You know, we'll do 3 million this year because we are so blue collar with our marketing. It's like the second I can get someone's information, I'm pulling it offline and I'm gonna try and call them. I'm gonna try and text them.
Every lead goes directly into the funnel, and you take every lead off of the internet and you make it a personal connection as soon as possible.
You have to.
And that's effective and powerful branding, because what you're able to do right then and there is it's no longer just this faceless company, but it's something that you can attach meaningful value to. You can say, at least this person in this product or this service is reaching out to me and they are doing things to try to create value in my life. They're trying to get me to level up. They're trying to get me to become a better version of myself. So no matter, I would like to argue that any product or service in the world is trying to do something that creates value in a person's life, because otherwise why would people spend money on something that creates no value?
Yeah, I mean, there's always people trying to scam people and bullshit, but we won't even count that.
Exactly.
We'll count any real company, product, service, whatever it is that's being pushed out there.
Exactly. And so if you're able to take that relationship offline and then not become just a faceless brand, but able to create a personal one-on-one connection, whether that may be, you know, a brand like Nike doing a campaign with somebody like Charlie Rocket, where now that's somebody that he was in the music industry. Charlie was somebody that actually managed 2 Chainz, and Charlie was somebody that actually he owned Street Execs, a record label, and Charlie was making millions.
Crazy.
What he ended up doing was leaving that life to become an athlete. Charlie was overweight, he got a brain tumor. His story is incredible. Look up Charlie Rocket. But what an example of that is he basically was able to take, with Nike, a campaign that he had in his head, send it out to Nike, have them respond to it in a positive way, and actually create a brand new campaign with Nike. And that was something that connected with a lot of one-on-one people, because now you have Charlie talking to people about Nike's products and services. And Nike's now taking,
face.
Yes, Nike's taking that brand and they're putting it to a face, and they're allowing that face to create one-on-one connections that are connected with Nike. So the last question I had for you, Cody, is this. What is Cody Kerns, the IG expert himself, what is Cody Kerns' best branding advice for 2019?
Just put skin in the game.
I like that.
I mean, that's it. Like, put money where your mouth is and get out and meet people and connect with people. And it's kind of just what I just said. Like, be willing to take online relationships offline. Genuinely. Like, genuinely, if you can't do it, have someone or hire somebody who can.
Amen.
That can call everyone that you DM, everyone that'll connect with you. Like, imagine the difference that makes in your business and in your life if you are gonna call and reach out to every single person you can come into communication to.
Don't assume things to happen, make them happen.
You have to make it happen. Like, you have to. And the days that there's not much happening for me, I always just look and I'm like, yeah, no wonder why I didn't pick up the phone.
Yeah.
I didn't even try and connect with anyone. Why can't this just do this? I know there's people like that do Shopify and like set up the automatic stuff.
Yeah.
But even when they don't have to communicate with people, but dude, for hours, they're communicating with the internet.
Yes.
And they're setting that shit up.
Yep.
And they're winning because they're communicating with the internet.
Even like with Hustle, that was something that I was able to do that's already started to create ROI. And we're actually doing a lot of things, creating basically a synchronization of apps that from SEO to having pop-ups on every single, like if somebody tries to exit out of a product, we'll offer them 20% off of that product right away. Even doing things like automatic email retargeting, so that if somebody comes through and fills out their information a little bit or comes from a Google pixel or a Facebook pixel that we can retarget, you're gonna send them emails to say, okay, well, hey, you looked at this product, you might have not bought it, or you might have been interested in this service or whatever it may be. Well, here, we're gonna give you a discount on this, we're gonna get on the phone with you, we're gonna send you automated targeting, re-emailing. But I think what you said is honestly the biggest piece of advice to take away is that put skin in the game, get on the phone, take your online relationships offline, and just make things happen. Don't assume them to happen.
Appreciate you, bro.
Cody, thank you for everything. It's been a pleasure. Thanks, guys.